Right. So here we were there in this case of the meter. Then we said there are three scales: Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Then we discussed about the boiling point in Celsius, in Fahrenheit degrees, and the Kelvin scale, and the freezing in those three scales. Then the mean body temperature of the human in Celsius degrees, Fahrenheit degrees, and Kelvin. So I said you should know uh, all these temperatures, right? This mainly in human body temperature, Celsius degrees, and the other three, the boiling point and the freezing point in Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Or right now, you should know that. No, you must know that, right? Because MCQs uh, are going to be question you about these temperatures, right? Now, what is melting point and the boiling point? These are very specific temperatures about upon substances. Then first we have to go on melting point, right? Now, first of all, you know, when we are considering water, there are three phases in water, but solid phase known as ice. Then when we are heating up solid, it will turn into liquid, which is liquid water. Then we continuously heating it will turn into gas state, gaseous state, which is water vapor, water vapor, right? Now you should know that because we have discussed all those things, right? This phase transition from solid to liquid, liquid to gas is common for all the substances when heating or substance when heating from solid to gas. Also, when we are cooling down, gas will turn into liquid, then liquid will be turned into solid. And that is also common for all the substances, not only for water, right? It is common for, now you know, it is common for paraffin wax, ET, right? Lead, yeah, and iron, and cannot, yakada, right? So, you know this basics, basics, right? Now here, melting point. I will get the water as the example. When ice is heating, the ice will absorb heat. So heat. Then ice will turn into water, liquid water. That is what we drink after absorbing heat, right? At a certain temperature, that temperature is depend on only on there are certain factors, but generally it is depend on the pressure, right? ඒ කියන්නේ pressure එක අඩු වැඩි වෙද්දී තමයි මේ heat එක that certain temperature එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ. What's that certain temperature that ice is converting into water? It is 0 degrees of Celsius. That is the melting point, right? So, so, so that is water now, right? In paraffin wax, that solid wax, you can see candles. That solid wax, paraffin wax, will be liquefied. In other terms, it will turn into liquid. Or it is at what? At 60 degrees of Celsius, right? ඒ වගේ මේ වගේ එකේ lead and iron is also there, right? Now, what is this ATM means? 1 ATM. You will learn in future that there is an atmosphere around us, around the Earth, and there's an atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure, right? වායුගෝල පීඩනය, right? 1 ATM means normal atmospheric pressure, right? අර මං කිව්වේ this melting point and the boiling point is depend only on the pressure here. That's why they are mentioning this melting point at 1 atm, right? Now you should know the definition of the melting point. The constant temperature, that certain temperature at which solid substance, as an example ice, to its liquid state is known as the melting point, right? According to water, it is 0 degrees of Celsius. According to paraffin wax, it is 60 degrees of Celsius. According to lead, it is 370 degrees of Celsius, right? So it is changing substance to substance, and it is depend on the atmospheric pressure, right? You don't have to remember these values 60, 370, 1039. That you should not. This iron, melting point of the iron is very high. මොකද යකට දිය කරන්න ගොඩක් රත් කරන්න එපා. ලාවා වගේ වෙනවා. Right. But you should remember this 0 degrees of Celsius. And what's it in Fahrenheit and what is it in Kelvin scale? It is given in the above table, right? We are moving. What's boiling point? Right? Again. Now, liquid water is absorbing heat and convert into steam, you know, that water vapor. අර අපි සනීප නැති වුණාම නැත්නම් සැලුන් එකකට ගියාම එහෙම ස්ටීම් කරන්නේ. එතකොට that's in the absorbing heat, right? Steam again, right? Then her boiling point. ඒකත් අර වගේමයි එක temperature එකක්. Now according to water it is 100 degrees of Celsius, right? But again it is also depend on the atmospheric pressure and it is changing with the substance. As an example, paraffin wax. For the paraffin wax it is 370, right? Right. And lead, for lead it is 1700 and iron 2900. So it depends, right? Okay. Now there is a section. Again, you you don't have to remember these values 372 these values, but you should remember this 77. No, sorry, you don't have to remember these values, but you should remember the boiling point of water, right? Not the alcohol, right? But you should have a general knowledge about iron is higher, right? Paraffin wax is, and the alcohol is somewhat lower compared to the iron, right? Those you should have a general opinion about those things, right? Then the Celsius scale, right? Again, it's a extra knowledge that Celsius scale is made up of dividing a range into similar parts 0 to correct. It is very simple, right? Similar. 0 to 100 is 100 scale is divided into similar 100 parts. Correct. From 0, which is the freezing point of water, from 100, it is the boiling point of water, right? Equal parts, right? මේ equal parts කියන්නේ කියලා ඔයාලට තේරෙයි පුතා ඊළඟට Fahrenheit scale එක ගැන කතා කරලා. Right? In Fahrenheit scale, that melting point of the ice is 32. And the boiling point of the ice is 212. Right? එතකොට what is the difference between these two? 180. එතකොට මේ අතර මැද්ද බෙදලා තියෙනවා කොටස් 180. අරකේ කොටස් 100යි. හරි. right. clearද? ඒක පුංචි දෙයක්. නමුත් extra. right ඔය 32යි 212යි කියන එක ඔයාලට මෙන්න මේ ටේබල් එකේ ගාන්න තියෙනවා. මෙතේ. හරි. තර 212 අතන right. Yeah. And I said this values, melting point and the boiling point, depends on the atmospheric pressure, right? These values are given under 1 and 1 atm of atmospheric pressure. That is the normal atmospheric pressure, right? You know, when you are climbing what? Everest or something, right? When we are go above the sea level, the atmospheric pressure goes down, is decreasing. So when the pressure is decreasing, the melting and boiling points are also decreasing. That means uh, in the sea level, the melting point of the water is 0 degrees of Celsius, and the boiling point of the water is 100 degrees of Celsius. But at the top of the Everest, the boiling point of the water is very lower than the 100 degrees of Celsius. I I don't know the exact temperature, but you don't have to වතුර රත් කරන්න ඕනේ නෑ 100ට. يعني වතුර නටවන්න ඔයාලට රත් කරන්න ඕනේ නෑ පුතා 100ට. එවරස්ට් උඩදී. ඊට වඩා ගොඩක් අඩු ටෙම්පරේචර් එකකදී වතුර නටන්න ගන්න. හරි? Right. Then using thermometers correctly. හරි. මෙන්න මේක ලියන්න එනවා. හරි. ඔය ඔක්කොම කටපාඩම් කරගන්න ඕනේ. ඔයාගේ අදහස ලියන්නයි තියෙන්නේ. Right. Thermometer should be held vertically. ඒ කියන්නේ thermometer එකක් අපි use කරද්දී තනි කෙලින් තියනවා. ඇදේට තියලා මේක අපිට හරි රීඩින් එක කියව ගන්න බෑ. ඒකයි තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ. හරි. හරි කෙලින් තියාගෙන හරි bulb of the thermometer should, should be vertical and to the contact substance. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි හිතමු වතුරවල temperature එකයි අපි measure කරන්න කියලා. Right? Contact with the substance. So that bulb of the thermometer is well in the contact with the substance. මේක හොඳට මේක vertical තියාගත්තම හොඳට contact වෙනවා. ඒ වතුර එකත් එක්ක. එතකොට වතුර එකේ temperature එක මේ absorb කරගෙන right මේක දිගේ expand වෙනවා මේ liquid එක. It can be alcohol, it can be mercury, right? It will be expanded, give us the reading, right? අනිත් එක තමයි S මට්ටමේදී ඒ කියන්නේ ගොඩක් පහළින් තියාගෙන මේක බලන්න බෑ. අපි ගන්න රීඩින් එක වෙනස්. හරි අපේ S මට්ටමට ගෙනල්ලා තමයි බලන්න ඕනේ. 60 කෙලි. right? හරි. අනිත් එක I should be kept correctly in line with the mercury column. Mercury or alcohol, you know that. Right? මෙන්න මේ figure එකෙන් ඔය කියන ඔක්කොම ටික කියන්න. right පුතා? හරි. ඊළඟට අපිට තියෙන්නේ practical movement එක. right? About soil. Right? Now, you should know there are various type of thermometers used for various purposes in science, right? In geography, in geology, right? Geography and geology is two different subjects. Geology is in Sinhala Bhuvidya, right? එතකොට now you can use different thermometers for different subject areas, right? For the medical sciences, there is a separated thermometer for to measure the body temperature, right? In food sciences, there are different temperature thermometers, and for the agriculture, that means how you I have I have educated you that the the soil science is a part of the agriculture, right? So this in soil science we measure soil temperature. It is very important to get decisions in soil science, like suitable crops for that soil. Crops means මොකක්ද වගාව suitable හොඳ වගාවක් ඒ soil එකට select කරන්න නැත්නම් to get an idea about the suitable fertilizer, right? ඊළඟට ඔය වගේ දේවල්, right? Ah, we measure soil temperature that we use soil thermometer, right? මෙන්න මේ විදිහට පොළව හාරලා ඒක ඇතුළට මේක දානවා. ඔතන බලන්න reading එක it is 40 plus. It is higher than human body temperature, right? සමහර තැන්වල soil එක සීතලයි, සමහර තැන්වල soil එක රස්නේ, right? You will learn that again. That is soil science. Now this clinical thermometer. Before that I said සමහර තැන්වල සීතලයි, සමහර තැන්වල soil එක රස්නේ. What about is under a large strip? It is cold, no? That soil is cold. In a dry place, it will be somewhat warm. In a place with sandy soil, I think it is depend. And example, a beach, a place with sandy soil, right? Now you have to think. Sorry, a place with high moisture content. It is obvious. It will be what? Cold, right? Then clinical thermometers, right? සාමාන්‍ය උණ කටුව කියලා කියන්නේ අන්න ඒකට. හරි. Now in clinical thermometers, you will not see 0 degrees of Celsius or 20 degrees of Celsius. That the lower point is starting from 35, right? And the upper point is 43. You will not see 100 degrees of Celsius or 50 degrees of Celsius because we are measuring what? Human body temperature. If it is go beyond 43, it is a dead body. Sorry, right? It cannot be happen, right? If it is go below 35, it will be a dead body. So it cannot be happen, right? Therefore, practically only we need between 35 to 43 degrees of Celsius, right? That's why here you have 35 to 43. What is human body temperature? It is 36.9. Right. And you will see there's a bend in the capillary tube here. That fine bend. and there is a bulb and the capillary tube, right? Why there is a bend in the capillary tube, right? And it is made up of mercury. This bulb is containing mercury, right? Correct. එතකොට මේකේ features දෙකක් තියෙනවා, special features. It is only between 35 to 40 feet and you will see a fine bend, right? ඇයි මේ fine bend එක තියෙන්නේ? Fine bend එක තියෙන්නේ පුතා මෙන්න මේ හේතුව නිසා. There is a fine bend in the capillary tube of the clinical thermometer. Why? It prevents the mercury column rising up or falling down before taking the measurement. හරි ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ડોක්ටර් කියනවා ළමයෙකුට මේ වගේ දිවට යටින් තියාගන්න කියලා තර්මෝමීටර් එක. හරි. එතකොට ඒකේ ටෙම්පරේචර් එක රීඩ් කරනවා. That mercury column will be moved to the temperature of the body. That right. When this thermometer is in a position like this, can doctor read it? Can doctor read it? It is difficult, no? That doctor has to reach to the face of the boy, and it is not in a position in the correct way that using thermometers, right? It should be used in this way. You have learned it, right? So the taking of measurements reading is very difficult in a position like this. Therefore, that raised column should be there for a little time period without rising or falling down to have the measurement. Again, මෙතන මෙයාගේ කටින් මේක අරගෙන ටික වෙලාවක් ડોක්ටර්ට මේක කියව ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න මේක එතරම් තියෙන්න ඕනේ without moving. මේ mercury column එක move වෙන්නේ නැතුව එතරම් තියෙන්න ඕනේ දිගටම. අන්න එතකොට මොකද්ද? reading එක මෙයාට ගන්න පුළුවන්. right? අන්න එහෙම move වෙන්නේ නැතුව තියෙන තමයි මේ fine bend එක තියෙන්නේ. පුංචි නැමීමක් නැම්මක් තියෙන්නේ. right? හරි. ඔන්න ඊට පස්සේ therefore the reading of temperature can kept unchanged even after thermometer is removed from the mouth. Thermometer should be shaken well and sent to the mercury column down before it is used for the next time. ඊළඟ ළමයට මේ thermometer එක අරයා කටේ ගැහුව එක එහෙමම දෙනවද? නෑ. ඒක ස්ටෙරිලයිස් කරලා හරි ඇල්කොහොල් වලින් ස්ටෙරිලයිස් කරලා තමයි දෙන්නේ. හරි අනිත් එක thermometer එක අර හොල්ලනවා දැකලා තියෙනවද ડોක්ටර්ස්ලා? ඒ ඇයි අපර mercury column එක 35 කියන්නේ 35 වලට ගන්න. ඕ ඊට පහළට ගන්න තමයි කරන්නේ. right? Now you have what digital thermometers. It is very old now, right? අලුත් දෙයක් නෙමෙයි මේක මේ අලුත් දෙයක් වගේ දීලා තිබ්බට, right? Somebody healthy person කෙනෙක්ගේ Fahrenheit ඒ අගයක් ඒ value එකත් දැන ගන්න ඕනේ. It is 98.4, right? Then we are coming to the heat transfer. Heat transfer කියන්නේ මොකද? ඔයා ගිනි ගොඩක් ගාව ඉද්දි ඔයාට රස්සෙන් දැනෙනවනේ, right? when we are when you drink when you are keeping your hot tea, bed tea in your hand, you will feel the warm. You will feel the temperature, high temperature, right? That means the heat of the tea has transferred to your hand. How this is happening, right? Right? මේ heat transfer කියන එක වෙනවා පුතා ක්‍රම තුනකට. First one is what? Conduction. Second one is convection and the radiation. Now we are going to see one by one. Right? Hari. Right? Conduction. Conduction කියන පුතා මෙන්න මෙහෙම කතා. Right? You will you have I know you have experienced conduction. Right? First, that heat transfer is generally that heat is traveling from one place to another. From one place to another, this heat is traveling from we say A to B, right? And there are three methods of traveling, right? අපි අර කෝච්චිය යනවා, බස් එකේ යනවා, ප්ලේන් එකේ යනවා කියලා හිතන්න ගන්න ඒවා. There are three methods of traveling of heat. First one is conduction, second one is convection, third one is radiation. Right now, what is conduction? Right? You have experience that when you have when you are handling a rod, metal rod, in a warm, high temperature, like in the mid of the day, රෑ 12ට විතර ඔය අපිට පාරේ තියෙන යකඩ රොඩ් එක යකඩ කූරා ඇල්ලුවොත් ඔයාට එක දැනෙනවා මොකද රත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. right? කොහොමද ඒක ඔයාට දැනෙන්නේ? right? ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේ. අනිත් එක තමයි make the උදාහරණ. A metal spoon in a cup of tea get heated, right? And the far end of a metal spoon get heated when it is put into a pan or a cooker, right? And the other after. කොහොමද මේ රස්නය? right? It is conduction, right? මේක පුතා අපිට ගොඩාක් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් scientifically, but you have limits, right? So and there is a practical, right? මේකට හිතා ගන්න පුළුවන් practical. ඔය වගේ candle wax තියෙන. that yeah, these pins are yes, these pins are combined to this metal rod, iron rod by candle wax heat, right? Then we heat one end using a get candle, and you will observe gradually this candle wax is melting and the spins will be dropped one by one from this center, the fire gradual one by one. Right? Okay. That is due to conduction. That means heat is transferring from this end to this end gradually. හරි ඒකයි අපි මෙතන කෙලවරින් අල්ලන්නේ. ටික වෙලාවකින් රත් වෙනවා. හරි. What? The method of transferring heat from particle to particle. ඒ කියන්නේ දුවලු. sorry පුතා. දනියෝ. දැන් ඔන්න මෙතන අපි හිතමු අපි මේකේ තියෙන particles ටික ගන්න. මේ metal rod එකේ තියෙන particles ටික ගන්න. right? කොහොමද? දැන් අපි හිතමු metal rod එක කොහොමයි කියලා. අපි මේකේ තියෙන particles ටික මම මෙහෙම අන්නොත් දැන් හැම දෙයක්ම හැදලා තියෙන particles වලින් ඔය particles ටික දැන් නිකන් තේරෙන්න අපිට. කොහොම අන්නොත් හරිද? roughly ඔහොම අන්නොත් right? කොහොම නෙමෙයි අත්තටම but roughly අපි මෙහෙම අන්නොත් right? This heat is transferring from particle to particle. ඒ කියන්නේ එක බෝලයක් රත් වෙනවා. ඒකේ එනර්ජි එක ඊළඟ බෝලයට යනවා. ඒකේ එනර්ජි එක ඊළඟ බෝලයට යනවා. ඔන්න ඔය විදිහට තමයි යන්නේ. Right? So it is moving from particle to particles. මේකෙන් මේකට. Right? මේකෙන් මේකට. මේක transfer වෙන විදි තියෙනවා. ඒවකුත් ඔයාලට ඉගෙන ගන්න හැපත. ඇයි මෙහෙම transfer වෙන්නේ කියලා තියෙනවා. Vibrations ගැන කතා කරනවා. But you don't have to know. Right? Then this method of transferring heat from particle to particle without moving the motion of particle through solid is known as conduction. Right? ඔය උයද්දී නැත්නම් අයන් කරද්දී ඔය ඔක්කොගේ වෙන්නේ මොකක්ද? මෙන්න මේ එතකොට heat conductors as well heat insulators are important in day-to-day activities. හරි? මොකද දැන් heat insulators ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රශ්නේ ගමන් කරන්නේ නැති heat insulators. Right? This is heat insulators. ඇයි මේ kettle එකක handle එකට heat insulator එකක් ඕනේ. ඇයි ඒ? නැත්නම් අපිට අල්ලන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතනින් conduction එක ඒක හැදිලා තියෙන particles වෙනස් හින්දා එතනින් conduction එක that heat conduction will not be happen through the heat insulators. That conduction is happening only through the heat conductors. Right? Right? Most of the metal conduct the heat well. They are known as heat conductors like iron, copper, aluminum, gold as silver. But there are heat insulators which will not conduct heat. Right? We are right rubber. Rubber is the best example for a heat insulators. තාප පරිවාරක කියලා සිංහලෙන් කියනවා. Heat conductors වලට අපි කියන තාප සන්නායක කියලා. Right? තාප පරිවාරක නැත්නම් heat insulators will not conduct heat. Right? Therefore, we need heat insulators and heat conductors for the day-to-day life. Right? මේ කෙටල් එක හැටල් එකට නැත්නම් මේ hand එක කෙලවරට දාන ප්ලාස්ටික් පිටක්. Okay? එතකොට අත රත් වෙන්නේ නැත. අයන් එකේ උඩ මිට ප්ලාස්ටික්. Otherwise, we cannot iron our clothes. Right? Then, right? People living in cold countries use woolen clothes to maintain their body temperatures. Right? As woolen clothes are made at good insulated heat insulators. Woolen clothes are made in good heat insulators. So they prevent losing body temperature, body heat. ඒ කියන්නේ ඇඟින් එළියට යන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද good, they are good insulators. ඒකයි අර ඒ රටවල් වල ඉන්න සමහර බල්ලෝ සමහර නරි එයාලගේ ලොකු වූල් කෝට් එකක් තියෙනවා. අන්න ඒකයි. Right? Hari. Then we have to discuss about convection and yeah, that convection and the other parts will be there in the next video. Right? I will end this video now.